All right, here we are with Michelle. Michelle, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Michelle and I are going to go into that Mercury in the 10th house, Leo. There's a word that immediately comes to mind for me. It's vocal, being very vocal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
Are you?
that feels pretty, yeah. That feels pretty on brand. I do talk a lot.
Are you okay? The other one that comes to me is like a storyteller, like someone that can naturally in a group of people just talk with their hands and like tell a really good story and everyone's like paying attention. You're just like holding everyone together, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I literally say this all the time, because I'm Indigenous, I'm First Nations, is like our people are known as storytellers. Like that's how things got passed down and stuff, right? So, yeah, absolutely. I say all the time, like I'm a storyteller. Yeah, yeah.
As you just what's important actually is if you start to have like memories or examples come up, it's good if you illustrate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I definitely am, and I think of myself and like especially when I would do like public speaking and stuff like that, 1000%. Yeah. Yeah. Feedback with my hands was something I actually got a lot, um, around like I am very, so yeah. She's
You
definitely
were public
not,
speaking,
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
like,
I've had like in each of my jobs, public speaking has been a big part of it. Like
uh-huh.
I've had to learn to be comfortable with it. Um, like my first adulting kind of job, they really, really trained me how to public speak. And any ounce of like insecurity or uncomfortableness around speaking in front of people, like it was like I realized that I would get better opportunities being comfortable with speaking because people were uncomfortable by it, that like I could jump in because I grew to not be uncomfortable with it pretty quickly. And like I could wing a speech, like a 20-minute speech if I needed to. And so I'd be like, yeah, I can talk about whatever for 20 minutes and just like make it up on a whim and feel fine and like go out and be fine. Yeah.
What does it mean, public speaking? Like, can you give an example of a job you had that required that? Where would you go? Yeah.
Um, so I've had a lot of job life. My first job was in beauty. So I did a lot of facilitating. I did a lot of education. So I was like doing master classes essentially and shit like that. Like I would have to be the teacher and have a model, and I would like demonstrate and be like, okay, today we're going to teach you how to do wing liner, and then I would, speak it out kind of thing. But I also have
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, a lot of education pieces. That is definitely a string between all of them, is like I'm giving education in terms of like my speech. Um, so yeah, a lot of facilitating in my beauty job. I had to run a lot of like master classes and classes kind of generally. And in my other job, in my advocacy life, I had to do public speaking in terms of like the issues. So I would have to talk about like, okay, like let's talk about rights for Indigenous people. And I would get into all of the nitty gritty. Um, and yeah, I feel like when I'm passionate about something, I could spew for a long time pretty easily. Yeah.
Okay. And you were speaking also for the community. Did I understand correctly? So you were representing them like to other people, to governments, to
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. So we used to like for my advocacy kind of job, we used to go to the like federal government and lobby and be like, hey, this issue, that issue, and then have to present it to like a lot of big federal ministers and stuff like that. And
Mm.
even in those situations too, they'd always pick me out to like start it because I'm more comfortable in that. So I would always be like I always get the opener kind of job when it comes to working with other people in like a speaking kind of aspect. Um, but it literally goes a lot of the time it's because I'm really good at winging it and just talking. And I think it's like probably the like 11th house, 10th house aspect of like groups and like community and stuff like that. Like it's just really easy to be
Totally.
a friend or like keep it like chill, I guess.
Yeah, that makes me think about your chart ruling Venus being in the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the advocacy work and also like presenting your case, putting documents together, like doing a lot of research, because that's where I start to feel the Virgo. It's more
Mm-hmm.
about being well informed and doing like public
Yeah.
forums and like speaking to people and getting them educated on things. And the other thing is like just notice your Sun and Mercury both in Leo in the 10th house.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me think about how well you've been so comfortable just wherever you go, being the one to be the center, to be the representative, to be the speaker, to be the advocate. Right? So whereas other people might
Yeah.
be a little shy or but you end up being boss or talking to like important people and just expressing yourself
Mm-hmm.
right in front of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I was also, by the way, just feeling like because there's the Mercury in Leo at 10,
Yep.
right? And then there's the Mars in Gemini. And so I feel
Mm-hmm.
like these two are kind of telling the same story. So that also comes up for me, especially when you connect the moon with Mars, because they're both at 11 degrees. So the trine between them is exact. So when you say that you're advocating for other people that are like in your nation, right? Because they're like natives, right? So there I see the connection
Mm-hmm.
between the fourth and the eighth, the Aquarius, the people, and Gemini, the informant. And also like
Mm-hmm.
when you try something that is more like it's not like you're doing a nice talk, right? It's not like you're doing something cutesy. You have something that you want to achieve and you really want to make a change. Like you're galvanizing these people to make policy changes. Therefore, I feel the Mars and Gemini very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally, like you said it perfectly. Yeah, I definitely feel like especially my advocacy stuff, like when I moved into my advocacy job, my level of public speaking and stuff like that was like 10 out of 10. Like once
Mm.
again, this is where I was like peak, like I'm super comfortable. Throw me out there. I don't like I can talk in front of 1,000 people and like go out there, not have anything prepared and just wing it and be fine. And
This is-
it came from being uncomfortable and just having to do it. Um, yeah, but yeah, no, like, yeah, all of the above. And usually it's like, okay, like, this is how we can do the point of change. This is how we can do blah, 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 in like that aspect of things. Even in the beauty sense of things too, like, talking about better ways of like achieving for them or like, ways that would probably be more beneficial for them to go about things in like this kind of way. And like structuring it out maybe a little bit better for them while I'm doing, if that makes sense.
What about when you were in school? Were you like in debate? Were you that kind of person that's loud and expressive and people notice you? People talk about you?
So, especially when it came to like Indigenous rights within health, because I was in a health college program. Um, yeah, I can get spicy for sure. Yeah, I'm not. I say I'm not afraid of a debate. I definitely have my Libra rising and my people pleasing, and I don't want conflict. But but yeah, I can be if I can. Yeah, I can be spicy. It can happen.
Are you getting all the Mercury and Leo in the 10th? Yeah, it's all clicking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Especially like I
Okay.
said, like in my like public life, public speaking life, for sure.
So how about now? What are you doing for work at the moment?
So I'm in a like weird transition. It's like I can see my old self dying in a way. So I see aspects of like my comfortability in like public speaking and how that's probably going to be a direction that I go to in terms of like I feel like I'm meant to be a speaker in some kind in this life. And that's probably that third house, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that operates. um, but yeah, I feel like I'm meant to be a storyteller in some kind of aspect. If it's like talking about like history end of things, healing end of things for sure. Um, just like healing what I've done in terms of shadow work and stuff like that, and just like helping other people, um, trauma, all that fun stuff. So I feel myself going in that direction and kind of moving away from an old version of myself for sure. Um, yeah. So
What does it mean moving away? I mean, I don't because I asked you like what you do for work, right? So you didn't answer actually.
so like technically right now I'm technically right now unemployed. However, I have had little brief contracts with advocacy work that like still have helped fuel the fire a little bit, but I can see my interest and like my purpose just being like shifted in a different direction with it. Instead of like talking about like federal policy, I'm like, hey, maybe we should like work on that mindset of yours. Maybe we should like, I just like see, for instance, I was at a get together, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I literally was doing tarot readings for people. And then I just started like addressing as like a room at one point and being like, okay, like collectively, let's all talk about how we can move forward here. Like, let's heal. How can we heal? Okay. Everything always works out for you. Redirection is protection. Like, we got to change our mindset here, folk. And it just turned into like a room presentation on like, okay, how are we going to like go into our new chapter and be the best version of ourselves and like change like it just has transitioned in a way. Um, yeah.
Uh-huh. Meaning, what I hear is that you were really into the federal, like addressing things at the societal level, and now you said it's like more like you were doing the tarot reading and addressing the room. So it felt like the kind of the interest base shifted from
Mm-hmm.
government to like, I don't know, spirituality or adjacent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean,
why?
like, I've had a pretty traumatic couple of years, the last couple of years, and like it's been very, very transformative for me internally. And I've put a lot of time into working on myself, and have definitely like isolated a little bit to do that. And I see how aspects of my healing, like I can see how I can help other people, obviously. Like I'm like, let me help you and let me share said wisdom. So in like that kind of situation, it was like a lot of them were asking like dating advice and wanting like, and I'm like, okay, can we get to the root of the problem instead of like, is he going to text me? Like, why don't we look at like our values and like how we view ourselves and like, are you doing this from a place of like shadow? Are you doing this out of like, da, 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 or whatever? And it just became like can we like collectively look at this in a different light instead of looking at things in a why isn't he texting me back? Looking at it in a redirection is protection. Like he's not texting you back because he's not meant to text you back. And like, live your best life. You don't need to have someone text you to feel fulfilled as an individual or like whatever. So I find that, I guess, yeah, like the passion wise has definitely shifted, and it's come from the last couple of years and like what I've experienced and just all of my own healing work, and I guess sharing that wisdom. Um, but yeah.
Okay, I'm partially feeling Pluto's opposition to your Mercury. That's why I have this up
Mm-hmm.
because you're going through that transition right now. Like Pluto's at 5 degrees. It's literally that position is exact.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to continue there for like at least another year. So that makes me think about how the process is not really complete.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another interesting thing that you brought up that takes me to kind of a different place.
Yeah.
It's about your son Pluto, that they're in an exact square with each other.
Mm.
And the sun in Leo makes me think about the way that you are, like how you deliver information, how you're kind of very open, you're totally expressed. When you deliver, you're very bright. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
picking up just talking to you for a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
the exact square with Pluto in Scorpio in the second makes me think about how you're redirecting and you're saying, well, let's look at you. Let's look at what's happening deep down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at why you're going through this and what can you learn from this and how can you move on and yeah, like look at the shadow.
Yeah.
And so that you're kind of focused now also on exposing people's deeper nature, things that they maybe don't want to admit or don't want to look at, or nobody really wanted to hear that from them in the first place. And so you're the one to shine the light, Sun in Leo, on the
Mm-hmm.
dark places, Pluto and Scorpio.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like I say all the time, why not? Why not? Why can't that happen? Like, why? Why do you think that? I literally just gave a lecture to a friend about like a parent and like them being like, well, they're my mom. Like they have to look at things. Like they have to because they're my mom. And I'm like, your mom doesn't necessarily have to have your best interest. Your mom can be jealous of you. Your mom can be not a very nice person. It can be backhanded, you know, like, and it's like, do you, is she contributing to the growth of you as an individual, or is she just trying to keep you the same because it's comfortable for her? So, yeah, like,
Mhm.
I definitely am always like, why? Why do you feel like that? Why? You know, or if I get the like, what? Nothing ever works out for me. And I'm like, why? Change your mindset. Like change how you're viewing it. And like, you know, so yeah, like that's definitely been especially the last like 2 years for sure. Like that end of conversation has been in a lot of aspects. In like group and individual, like one-on-ones too. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So where do you see that going?
That's a great question. And that's really where I'm at now. It's like, what do I want to do with it? You
But
know?
don't you have a vision? Like usually people already kind of have some thought. They like see they do you see something already for yourself?
A little. Like I definitely see myself going in like more of a social media direction for sure. Which has, and I know my Chiron sits in that house. So I know it's a wound. Like social media for me has been a wound with like all of my jobs. Um, in like a, it's not the being seen on it, I think. I think it's just like I don't know what I'm doing, so I get stuck. And I like don't know how to navigate it, I guess. And I have always had feedback from all of my roles that like I need to be more involved on socials and stuff. And I'm always like I feel like I'm like a 70-year-old woman on the inside and I'm like, what is Facebook? You know, like I don't have as much of a social as other people, but I definitely see myself going in that direction. And I know that it's my own blockage that's preventing it of like, you got to just do it girly pop, you know? Like you gotta just do it. But I think a lot of it is too is like, what do I say? What do I want to say in like that aspect of things? How do I want to like express myself to be like clear and like not be like misunderstood, I guess, but like what I'm saying or things being taken out of context or da 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 da. So yeah, I've just seen myself going in that direction for a long time. And like a lot of yeah, all of my jobs have been like, you need to be on social media more. You need to like post on social media more. You need to be more visible on social media. You need to be like blah blah blah, like all of them, every single one.
Okay, do you see that also in the Mercury and Leo in the 10th,
Hmm.
that they all expect you to be more visible? I'm feeling the retrogradation, by the
Hmm.
way. Just something about the fact that you didn't get there yet, but something else came up for me that maybe you were never galvanized because it was like you would move on. So it was never like your exact thing to represent on social. As though if you got started, you would have to keep going. So your message would have to be very consistent. So you were like looking for the message that you have to offer. That's
Yeah.
what comes up with me.
And I feel like too, it's probably just like that wasn't where I was aligned and that's not my path. Like, especially when I think of like my beauty job, it's ethically very different than what I am and where I'm at now. And when I mean, like, I was in the peak of my beauty career in the like 2016 cut crease time, and it was just like Instagram posting like crazy. And I was ugh. Like, I didn't want to do that at all. And I think like I had already started shifting away from that life at that point, but I just, it just, and they used to give me like, they wanted me to do all of the like, and I was like, it's just not me, you know? And I think it was just me not being in alignment with that. But like, yeah, as an example, but yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm also seeing someone that has like a loud voice that can easily project. And I'm also feeling like singing.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I wouldn't classify myself as a singer at all. The projection for sure. If I had to get the attention of a room, so we had this thing where if like we were on like a break or something like that and we had to like come together, we used to do like a if you can hear me clap once, if you can hear me clap twice, if you can hear me clap 3 times. I was always the one that did that. Because of how loud I can be. Like, I don't need a microphone. Like, you can hear me clap once, you can hear me clap twice. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Did you throw events or like do work that required you to go to various social events, fun events, parties, dances, clubs,
Yep,
stages,
yep, yep, yeah, yeah. A lot of conferences, a lot of
conferences?
yeah, yeah, conferences. We did do a lot of events and stuff too. Like, it would be like multiple organizations that would come together, and then it would be like, let's have like a meet and greet with each other and like a mingle and like the for sure. Like, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Okay, and I see you also being like leading those conferences, in fact. And at this point, I'm feeling your Mercury Moon opposition, especially.
Little bit sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. It's just I don't know. I think I just have like a natural like need to mother. Not mother, but like I definitely feel like I need to like take care of people in those kind of situations. Like,
Yeah, like absorb
yeah.
the attention kind of and keep
Like
things going.
yeah, like I just feel like I need to like wrangle the troops and just like keep like I always feel like the mom of the group where I need to like hey, let's all be together. Let's all, and like even in like, you know, hey, like how you doing? I want to check in. Like how you doing? How you finding the conference? Like how you feeling about it? And like, you know, just
Yeah, engaging people. That's right.
yeah. Yeah.
And getting them to do something, like galvanizing people to like trying to get them motivated, get them to move, get them excited, get them whoa.
Yeah. We used to do in my beauty days, we used to when we did master classes, we would start at like 8 a.m. and we'd always start the day with a stupid dance to like get people hyped.
Yes, exactly.
And so I still like sometimes I did it one time at a random like group thing. I was like, you know what, we're gonna show you how we did an energizer back in the day. And I'm like, okay. And then yeah. So they would get me to lead those things too, because I would like force people to stand up and make them like dance with me and stuff. Like I'd be like, let's go, come on. Be like 8 a.m. and they'd like, you know, like, let's go. Yeah.
What is your relationship been like to authority? Like your bosses? I feel like you can stand up to them, for example, or they trust you.
I've always had really great relationships with most of my bosses. I haven't had a boss that I have been like, ugh. Like there has been, but for the most part, like when it comes to like my direct boss, I've had pretty great relationships. All of them I've been friends with or have maintained friendships even after not being in their work life anymore. Um, and a lot of them, I think of my last boss, for instance, like very trusting of me. Didn't really feel like they had to like boss me. Like I was pretty self-sufficient. If anything, I think I kept him more on check than myself. And like I would joke all the time, like in conferences, like, um, you know, my job is to like keep him humble. Like my job is to bring him back to earth and like remind him what the hell you got to do, you know? Like I was more of his boss I think than he was mine. But like we worked very well together and we had like a really nice friendship too. Um but yeah, I haven't had a relationship with my bosses that have been like bad at all, really.
Yeah, I see you being very like happy and bubbly and like bright and
Mm,
just bringing the energy up and asking people like fun questions or just being super engaging.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially too like with those conferences and stuff like that, like there's so many people that it's like impossible to get to know everybody really easily. So I always would ask the same kind of questions to people when I would meet them, as like it helps me gauge like what you're like, you know. um so I'm like, what's an example here? You know, like people will ask like, oh, do you prefer an ocean or a lake or like an ocean or like a river? Like, and then based on their answer, I'm like, all right, you're either cool or you're not, you know, like that kind of thing. um it's like I'm like, I can suss you out based off of my question. Actually, as an example, with dating, I would always ask, tell me 5 interesting things about yourself, and based off of that answer, that would be like my yay or nay, because like what do you
Uh-huh.
think is interesting about yourself, right? So I kind of like to do little backhanded things sometimes, because I find like internally I'm like it immediately gives me like a yay or nay, and I'm like, I know whether you're a squirrel or not a squirrel, you know, like I'm able to suss it out in you. But yeah.
I'm feeling light like photography, cinematography, film,
Mm.
the lights. Like there's cameras and people are taking video. Maybe you do. Maybe you take a lot of pictures.
And not really. I honestly am so detached from my phone, like in true Aquarian detachment style. I will pick up my phone sometimes once a day, and that has been part of my.
Ooh.
I know that's part of my problem with some of like relationships and friendships and work and stuff. I just have enjoyed my own time, and like it's a boundary sometimes where it's like, if I go on a walk, I don't call anyone, I don't look at my phone if I go for a walk or something or whatever. um but yeah, I sometimes will touch my phone once a day. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you've never been a person to like take videos or photos, like that never interested you?
Not really. I have done like behind, like I've been on camera. So
Yes.
like in my beauty
Yeah.
situation, like I had to do a couple of videos for them for like education kind of stuff. So like I feel comfortable in front of a camera too. Like I can sit in front of a camera and I can be fine and not feel like about it. But yeah, not like the behind the end things. I feel like I would be like, what am I doing? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, I'm also feeling like talking to important people, people who are in authority positions, people who are leaders.
Yeah. Yeah. I I've had some cool experiences where I've gotten to talk to some pretty big people. Um
Yes.
so my example, for instance, I mean, I when I think of like my Mercury placement and like it being in Leo, I think of this. We had a call once for my beauty job where it was like an education for Fenty Beauty. And
Uh-huh.
somebody there were people, they were asking us like to ask questions to her artist, Rihanna's artist at the time, who was running the class. And we were like, okay, cool, whatever. And they were like, oh, I need someone who's like super comfortable, like addressing whatever. Crickets. And nobody like said anything. And I was like, yeah, well, this is where I feel like I just did it to like have like people wouldn't want to do it because they were scared. So I'd be like, yeah, screw it. And I would just do it. And so I got to he ended up surprising us with Rihanna on the call, and we got to ask her a question. So I got to ask Rihanna the question because like nobody wanted to do it because they were terrified. And essentially what everybody wanted to ask her was about music, right? Like, when is your next album coming out? We want to know. And obviously that's a question that Rihanna gets all the time. So every like I think people were maybe scared to ask her it again, or like hear her like, ugh, like another time kind of thing. Um, but she was super funny. She's exactly how you think Rihanna would be, and it was like super chill. She told me she liked my yellow eyeliner, and it was
Oh.
pretty chill. Yeah.
Okay, I like the yellow eyeliner because that takes me to like yellow, orange, red, like colors or patterns that pop in your clothing. Also, maybe in your face. Just the way you do your
Hmm.
makeup, like the adornments that you wear, the necklaces.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I can literally show you like my little liner pots. Like we're
Okay, they're
we're not
super bright.
shy. Yeah, we're not shy when it comes to
Oh yeah,
confidence.
your hair also, now that I look at it, your hair is very like ooh,
Yeah, we have.
and red, very red.
The red has been new. The red came in like I need to like kill my old self and I need to like have a change. And I was like a balayage beachy blonde for a very long time. And I was like, when I felt like the change in myself, I had immediately started plotting to change my hair. And this
Mm.
was immediately what felt something I hadn't done, but also something I felt would be super complimentary to me. And so I was like, and I have never had such strong opinions about my hair until now. Like, if I change my hair out of red, I think there will be riots in my life. Like people really like the red, and sure, cool, thank you. But like passionate opinions about my hair, like never go back blonde, never be anything else. And I'm like, okay, let's type it down. But yeah, my hair is definitely like a calling card. You can definitely spot me in a car, like in a crowd pretty easily. Based
Yeah, yes, being noticeable, yes, being easily
yeah,
recognized, yes. People knowing you, people saying, "Oh my God, Michelle."
yeah. And me going, like I'm gonna just run away now.
I'm feeling this Pluto opposition again. When
Hmm.
you said that, as soon as you started to feel those more categorical changes, it was like, okay, I'm plotting how I'm gonna change my hair. And even the beachy blonde balayage, like that's so Leo as well. And so is
Hmm.
the red. It's just a different version of it. And
Hmm.
the red also makes me think about, because red is a much more Mars color.
Hmm.
It's like now I'm ready to really take up way more space and burn things down. So
Hmm.
that feels like also, yeah, there's like it shows me something else that's coming through. Like
Hmm.
you have a very strong opinion, not just about your hair, but you've become more maybe settled in your voice. And now
Yeah,
you're just ready to like go and do something much bigger. And that's what I'm feeling from the hair and the opposition from Pluto.
1,000%. That's crazy to think about though. It's yeah,
But it makes sense, right? You see kind of how the pattern
1,000%. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And like I the red kind of came too. Like I had this like whole conversation with my one boss at the time, and we went and talked about like teachings, like our cultural teachings, and like around like spirit fire, and like what ignites our spirit fire, what makes us like want to get up and be passionate about something, what is like that root fire that like makes you like. She gave me this whole like talk about like what fuels your spirit fire kind of thing. And it just like, I mean, I got it tattooed on me. um but she
Whoa, can I see it? Is the thing on your arm? Oh, oh my God. Okay, do you see the Mercury and
Mhm.
Leo in the 10th again?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Like just like yeah, I was like at a place and I just like wanted to like kill, almost like I felt like I needed to kill the old version of myself, and my appearance was the way that I felt she died, I guess. um Especially because like my hair has been my I mean, in true Leo form, she is my pride and joy.
Mm.
I mean, if I'm thinking of myself as like an Indigenous woman, Indigenous person, our hair is very sacred to us. Generally,
Mm.
like our hair is one of the ways that the government tried to kill the Indian is they tried to like they cut hair when they went into residential schools and stuff like that. So our hair is very sacred. Our hair holds our spirit,
Mm.
our hair holds our energy. And so like for me, I'm like, if my hair is a representation of how I'm feeling on the inside, then I'm feeling pretty freaking fiery. So yeah, she's gonna represent a little more fire than
Yeah.
um but yeah, no, it was like I was like, I need to kill her, and like red just it just was like a natural. It just I don't know, it just was it.
I'm feeling you screaming like at the top of your lungs. There's like this like dominating, like being so angry about something, like so on fire.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And like that comes from the anger comes from like the trauma for sure, and like being angry at the things that have happened to me. I go into the forest a lot and I do that.
Into the oh, that's interesting.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. She likes her trees.
Yeah, that makes me think about your Venus, Jupiter, and Virgo.
Hmm. Yeah.
But that's also that okay, now I'm thinking that's also very native, right? To be connected with the elements.
Hmm. Yeah. We always have my one elder, or like our one girl in the office. She always is like, you need answers. You got to ask the trees. The trees will tell you. Like, you got to talk to the trees. They listen and like they carry the wisdom. They'll give you the answers. And like, so I would go literally into the forest, quite literally talk to the trees and or scream when I needed a release of sorts.
Yeah. Were you ever a smoker?
Um, not real. Like yes, but no. Like not on a day-to-day basis, but like a casual.
I'm feeling something like a lighter. Maybe there's candles that you're lighting. Or maybe it's like cooking actually.
Yeah, I am. I do love a chefy moment for sure. Big cook. I love, like, if I could be Martha Stewart, hell yeah. Like, I love the Food Network, all that kind of stuff for sure. Yeah, big baker, cooker, make a bread.
Baker. Yes, make bread. Exactly. Use the oven.
Yep. Yeah. That's interesting. Really?
Well, of course, because it's Leo. It's the fire element. So it should
Yeah.
be really, really, really hot, like a
Okay.
furnace or something that's incinerating.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, but I do. I love bread. I love baking bread. I've been on a bagel kick where I've been making bagels lately. Um, y-
Yes.
yeah, like just and like been spending a lot more time outside. That has been like a crucial thing in terms of my healing for sure, is like how much time I spend
Okay,
outside.
just a minute. You said you've been making bagels lately.
Yeah.
But bagels you also have to boil, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me think about the position of Mercury at the moment. What do you mean by lately? Like in the past month or the past year?
Past like, yeah, like month, probably.
Okay, because Mercury's been in Cancer for a month. And
Mm.
as soon as you said bagels, I was thinking about how you boil them, right? So there's the water
Mm.
involved. Mercury comes from Leo, but is in Cancer at the moment, hence making the
Mm.
also think about the shape of the bagels. It's the circle with the little thing in the middle, right? So that it's almost like the Cancer symbol,
I'm
the shape
literally,
of the bagel.
yeah, I'm literally boiling a cancer.
What do you
That's
mean?
Oh, I'm laughing about like how
Oh,
it's
okay, yeah, yeah,
literally
yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm literally boiling cancer. That's cool though. I didn't really think of that. That's interesting. Yeah.
I'm also feeling like the hair blower and
Mm,
also the what do you call that like this hair straightener and then the other thing that's hot, the hair curler. Yeah, the curler.
yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate my hair straight, if that's a indicator in any way. I hate my hair straight. Can't I refuse
Okay.
it. She has to be um closer the closer to creator we go in height and in volume, the better. I like to have big hair. I The main for sure is yeah, I to have like straight hair feels so boring to me. It feels so just like uh, eh. It's I don't know. I just never like it. I would rather get up an extra hour and do my hair in a full head of curls than to just toss a straightener through it and go.
Uh-huh.
Yo. Um, Especially around hair. Like I can now I'm okay. Like now, for instance, like I have a full head of curls and like no makeup on. That's fine. I can do that. But to do things where I think I think my hair just feels like a signature almost now, where if I were to straighten my hair, I just feel like it's so boring and like everybody else has it, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you stand out partially with the hair.
Yeah.
Of
I
course. Do
am
you feel the 10th
very.
house in that? Right, because it's very visible, the
Mhm.
Leo part, because it's in the 10th, the most visible house. Okay,
Mm.
so go on.
Oh, just like, yeah, like if I'm in a crowd, like I have met people, like I've connected with people like from doing readings and stuff who have not physically met me in person. And I'm always say like I have pretty bright hair, you cannot miss me. Um
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so do
and
you see that? How you
yeah,
inform people to just spot you by the hair?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And every time they're like, Michelle. And I'm like, yeah,
Right,
that's
and
me.
you can recognize that most people by far don't have that relationship or that kind of hair, right?
Yeah.
Right, so it's something very particular to you.
Hmm. Yeah. There's always been something about my hair. I feel like that people have like identified me with it. Like even in my beachy hair moments, like when I first got my bangs when like I first got them, people started identifying me with my like shag cut at the time. And like, just I feel like I've always had a hair identifier in like every era of my life. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
something that people I have identified my hair with. Yeah. Which is interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's Leo.
oh, there was something else. Oh, yes. Okay. It was about freckles and getting red skin. And then I
Hmm.
was also thinking about like dry skin, like having rashes, also from the sun, especially. So like being very sensitive to the sun, reddening very easily, becoming
Hmm.
like a tomato,
Hmm. Yeah. Definitely
and getting a
as a sun.
sunburn and be yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I am very freckly. I have a lot of freckles naturally. Like I don't need to draw them. They're everywhere. um and yeah, yeah, yeah. I lost my train of thought for a second, but yeah. Oh yeah, the sun. The sun thing. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
getting
yeah.
sunburned.
I it's only been, I feel like since I've been in my 30s that's happened. When I was younger, I was so much darker. Um
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I get color, like I can get dark. Definitely not as much as when I was younger for sure, and now I'm definitely a lot more sensitive to it. I'm more like I have to be more proactive with the sunscreen, with the whatever, or I do burn pretty bad, or I get, yeah, like a sun rash.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want to do just one more thing with you. Oh shit, we went really over time. Is that okay for you?
yeah, of course.
Okay. I want to give you just a small uh, okay. Do you have pretty good memory?
Hmm.
Okay, I want you to tell me about something that stood out to you this week. Was there like a theme, something that you did, something you were working on, something you were anything that like really was like, oh,
Um, my relationship with my intuition, probably, and other people's relationship with it. When it comes to my family and like like people around me, like basically, kind of telling me to like, I want to say be normal, but like basically to have a typical 9 to 5 kind of life, or I need to be a specific cookie cutter version of what a successful person looks like, kind of thing. Like, I view you being successful as like you having a really good job that's a 9 to 5 that has benefits and HR and all that kind of crap. So that has been a big one this week, and it's been a bigger argument with family. And like internally, intuition wise, like one of the things I have had intuitive little spirituals on is around like a future partner. But yeah, that's been kind of
Okay, so notice that this week Venus is transiting your 10th house in
mm-hmm.
conjunction with Mercury.
Okay.
And the 10th house, of course, is our idea of success.
Mm-hmm.
And Venus, of course, represents what we value and what we think about, whereas what other people value, right? And notice that in that week, the whole time, Venus transiting the 10th is opposing Pluto in your 4th. So the opposition between your idea of success, the 10th, and your family's idea, the 4th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? That's been on your
Yeah.
mind? And they were,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
was there a conversation about it with someone?
Yeah. So I've been having a regular kind of chat with my family about going home. And like I live 18 hours away from my hometown, and like all of my family are there pretty well. And with that, it's just been like, because I've been in this kind of like in between chapter of my life. I was in a almost 10-year relationship, and it ended like the tower card was me in 24 hours, the entirety of my life. Like that was Uranus and Taurus 1,030%. Like literally just like the entirety of my life fell down in like 24 hours in relationship, work, everything, and living, all of it. And it's just been like re situating, re-finding myself and like healing from it. And so my family has like a certain view of how I should now move forward. And one thing I've been trying to like say to my family that they have to understand is like the version of me that was prior to this does not exist anymore. Like the future that I had planned with that life is not the same person, not the same life that I'm where I'm at now. And so like you kind of need to let that version of me die. Like you can't, I have no desire to like reignite things that were in my past that don't align with me now. So like my schooling is one of them, because I was a semester away from graduating, and I went to school for nursing. And my student experience in my program was terrible. They were really racist to me. They were not, and I worked for the school too. Like in my advocacy job was with the college. So I think my professors felt like I was like a sit-in lawyer essentially, or like a sit-in like HR rep. And they just like didn't really, I had some great professors, but my college experience just wasn't great. But that job in particular just doesn't align with myself now. And like me going to college was 1,000% to reconnect to culture, reconnect to healing in a very different way. I think if I would have not been in college when I went through this situation with my ex and like the breakdown of everything, um, I don't know what I would be like now. It was like it showed me healing in our lens of like traditional aspects as opposed to like uh health nurse, go to a hospital, like that aspect of things. Like it would be like, take this antidepressant, no, go sit outside, touch grass, get grounding, like that kind of difference, if that makes sense. And it just like, yeah, it just didn't really feel, it's not really in alignment with where I am now. And also like when I went into the program, I went with it to be in beauty end of things, and it's just not in alignment with who I am anymore. And yeah, so my mom is very like, finish school, like go, you be a nurse, like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you need to let it die. You need to let it die. It's not happening. And like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so do you see Mercury's schooling? And the Pluto opposition from your 4th is your mom pushing the issue and you saying you need to let it die. And the Venus that is moving just this week over that is what brings the subject back into the forefront, where you get to share with her what is important for you and what your opinion really is about that.
Yep.
And so that you have a conversation about it. Like, right, the exact conjunction would have been Wednesday, but it
Okay.
doesn't even matter, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
the whole week it was. And then the other thing, that even if I take out Venus and Pluto, just
Mm-hmm.
notice where Mercury has been this week.
Mm-hmm.
On your midheaven in Cancer, right? So
Yep.
having a conversation with your family
Mm-hmm.
about your path moving forward.
Yep.
And also, you said that you were going to go back home. When are you planning to do that?
That was part of the argument also is it's a big it's a big trip. And she's getting antsy. She wants me to come home. And I'm like, okay, can we just like one thing at a time here? Like, I am going to get there. You just got to give me the grace to get there. Like, I can't just, I have to pack up my stuff. I have to get my dog. I have to situate the dog. Like, it's a lot in one trip. It doesn't mean that I'm not going. It just means it's just slow your roll, give me some grace. Yeah.
Are you
So
going like soon? Like June, July, August?
yeah, I would like to go sooner rather than later personally, which
Like,
is
do you think it's possible you go in the next 10 days?
it's so this has been one of my spirituals, okay? I've been having downloads about this for a while. Like it's just going to like happen out of nowhere and I just go.
Look, I'm going to explain.
Okay.
At the moment,
Okay.
Mercury is stationing retrograde in Cancer.
Yep.
So think about that. Because how you explain it, you need to get the dog, you need to pack your stuff. It's a long trip, so it's like it doesn't. Ooh, and your mom really wants you to go back home,
Yep.
right? So Mercury retrograde in Cancer, he's gonna go
Yep.
back into your ninth house, and you need to take a long trip to get there,
Okay.
right? And you're going back home to spend time with your family again. I guess after you haven't for I don't know how long was it since you were
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Like over a year. Yeah.
Okay, right?
Mhm.
So there's like going back and having the same conversations and being in the environment where you used to be and like having, right? Mercury
Mhm.
retrograde in Cancer,
Mhm. Interesting.
which is going to be now, like in July. So
Yeah.
that tells me, yeah, probably you're going to go very soon.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
1000%.
Okay, do you feel like it's likely?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
been one of my like little like tinglies for like the past like couple of weeks. It's just like there's gonna just be an opportunity. It's gonna come really quickly and you're gonna just go. And you
Okay,
just yeah.
that also makes me think about the sun that has just
Mhm.
entered Cancer in the ninth house.
Hmm. That's so interesting.
Right? And so going for a long trip to
Wow.
visit your family.
Huh.
Finally, now's the
Hmm.
time.
Interesting. See, this is where it's like it's so interesting to hear you like break it down. I would have never thought of that in a million years. Um, but yeah, no, that we've been having because like it's been a conversation pretty much since my ex and I have split, which was almost 3 years. About like I said this to you, I know in our last little session, but like I don't really like the city. I would much prefer to frolic in the middle of nowhere, which is what my hometown is. It's on the ocean, it's in the middle of nowhere. She's serene. So wanting to go home has definitely been a louder thing in the especially the last like year, where I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to do that as like a more permanent kind of move. Just out of like once again, like I just feel like I'm such a different person that I feel more in alignment with home than I do with where I am here in the city now.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. What I want to point out to you is that your sun
Mm-hmm.
is about to progress into the 12th house.
Mm.
So when you say that you want to move away from the world and go frolic,
Yeah.
There, I see how that's like coming up
Mm,
soon.
yeah,
Life away from the world in nature, right? Because it's still Virgo, an earth sign. So there should be trees and forests and
yeah,
does that make sense?
1,000%.
Okay.
That's so crazy. It's so cool to hear you piece it together.
Yes, I
Really,
know. It's the most fun. Exactly.
is like, yeah, like it's been, yeah, something like the past like year specifically. And I have been like more talking about it as like something like, okay, I'm gonna do it with my family. So I think they're just getting like to the point where they're like, okay, like shit or get off the pot, like let's go. And like my mom, I've lived away from my mom for a long time. So it brings me obviously more in her daily life, with me being there. So she obviously wants me to come home. And she has a major Aquarius placement and she has a major Cancer and Taurus placement. So like I'm
Oh,
not,
Cancer Taurus. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So like
Okay,
her
but I
and
see
I,
you kind of leading the charge.
yeah. I
Like
think
you would kind of, I don't know, like your family's almost following you.
mm, yeah.
What? Because you said you're going to move together. Did I understand correctly?
Um okay. I have had these like spirituals on like a partner coming in for a long time and that has been on one of the things that has come in is that when this partner comes in, we are going to go to my hometown together. This has been popping up for like a year in my download.
Oh.
And I, not like I've been waiting for that in any way, but I feel it. And like right now, the energy is like super heightened and I can like, it's like the past like couple of days in particular since my last conversation with my mom actually. And yeah, I that has been one of the things is like this person comes in and one of the things that you are going to talk about in like you want to be in the middle of nowhere and the life and blah 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 is the same and like wants to go. So we
Ah.
go together to my hometown. Um which like yeah, I have
Ah.
gotten the tinglies that it would be very quick and I have to just do it. And like yeah, it gave me when I first started like feeling it, it was like in July that I would get like this would probably be the time.
So you think it's going to happen this year already?
I yeah, I, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Ah, interesting. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's pause there for today then.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Woo!
That was
Woo!
awesome. That was awesome. I like that.
Right?
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. I'm literally gonna put it on a calendar. 10 days.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, let me just make sure what the day is that. I mean, it's sometimes it's not that like exactly, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mercury stations on the 30th of June, which is coincidentally the same day Jupiter enters Leo. So when two changes like that happen on the same day, by the way, that's usually an indication of a big shift, which I could see that being you leaving on the 30th.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
That's
let's
that's
see. We'll find
yeah.
out.
Do you have okay, I need to add you on something because like I will definitely have to be like it happened if this happened like I have to.
Yes. Okay. Certainly.
Do you have like Instagram or something?
I don't. I have Facebook.
Facebook works. We'll give you a Facebook. Yeah, because I feel like I'm gonna have to tell you
I
if
would
there's
love that.
oh right.
Whew, okay. It's a lot, right? So you can see how that Mercury placement is like on so many levels again and again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I really underestimated her. I feel Like I was like, it's gonna just say how much I love to talk and I don't shut up. And yeah, no, that's crazy. But that's where I was like last week too. Like it just put so much more into perspective of like it was just like the mathing. I could see like the mathing like just really add up. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. I'm gonna stop recording then, but you and I are gonna just chit chat a couple more minutes. So Michelle and I are signing out. Thanks to everyone.